delivery Air Canada 613 IFR to Portland, ready to copy.
Air Canada 613 is cleared to Portland Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 26 left climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure frequency is 126.125 squawk 3703.
Air Canada 613 cleared to Portland Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 26 left climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure on 126.125 squawk 3703.
Air Canada 613 read back correct. Contact ground on 121.7. Good day.
Ground Air Canada 613 requesting pushback.
Ground Air Canada 613, no pushback tag is available to answer your request.
Canada 613 with Yankee ready to taxi IFR.
Air Canada 613 taxi to and hold short of runway 26 left via taxiway Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Delta Delta 5 Delta Whiskey Delta Delta Niner. Contact tower on 125.2 when ready.
Taxi to and hold left using taxiway Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Delta Delta 5 Delta Whiskey Delta Delta Niner Air Canada 613.
Hello everybody, we're at Vancouver today, and we're going to be heading down to Portland, and I think we're going to be cruising about 11,000 feet, so it won't be too high. Clear skies, so it should have some good views. I've already noticed right off the bat getting some stutters, which seems to be pretty common nowadays with Microsoft. At least it has been for me since I got the updates, which I thought was supposed to help, but obviously it's not. I mean, I just did a complete new boot up, and I'm already getting stutters, so maybe it'll clear up. Sometimes it does, but it's kind of disappointing. Anyway, I think we're going to, yeah, like I said, we're going to be cruising about 11,000 feet, maybe 12. That's what they gave us. So, and we could even be going higher, just depends. Well, we're flying the Airbus today, Canada Air. As you can see, nice looking aircraft. Love their paint scheme with the maple leaf on the tail section. Pretty cool. This is a pretty neat airport, except the only problem I've ever had with it is a lot of times when I come in here, a lot of the aircraft are sitting up about 3 feet off the ground. So I don't know, this might be just a whole problem here at this airport. I'm not sure, but the stuttering's not good at all. If it gets too bad, I'll end the flight and restart it. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Yeah, when I first got Xbox, not quite a year ago, this particular one, and put the 40th anniversary edition on. It was, my God, it was spectacular. I wasn't having any problems at all. I didn't have any problems with anything, and everything I was reading was people were having problems with this, that, and the other, and I thought, man, I guess I'm lucky. But then the updates started coming in, and everything went to hell after that. So it's kind of sad. Thought they're supposed to be helping this stuff, but. And I've been on different servers. They all do it. And then the most serious problem I have is if you don't do a complete reboot between flights, you won't get your avionics up at all. Your Garmin's and stuff just doesn't, they don't come up online, so you have to reboot again. Kind of disappointing. We'll see what happens here. I've got my co-pilot on the controls right now. I think I'll take them.
Ground Jazz 8768 requesting pushback. Jazz
Speed it up just a
8768
little bit.
pushback request accepted. Jazz 8768 requesting the end of pushback. Jazz 8768 request to end pushback received. Ground Jazz 8768 with Yankee ready to taxi IFR. Jazz 8768 taxi to and hold short of runway 26 right via taxiway Golf Juliet 6 Juliet Charlie Juliet Bravo Juliet Juliet Alpha Papa Mike 7 cross runway 08 left Alpha. Contact tower on 118.7 when ready.
So as you can see, when you make movements, any kind of fast movements, you'll get the stutters.
Juliet 6 Juliet Charlie Juliet Bravo Juliet Juliet Alpha Papa Mike 7 cross runway 08 left Alpha Jazz 8768.
Probably will get quite a few stutters on the takeoff, and then once we get
Ground Air Canada 274 requesting pushback.
and climb out, it'll probably smooth out a little bit.
Accepted.
Tower Air Canada 61 tree at runway 26 left ready for departure IFR to Portland.
Air Canada at 61 tree altimeter 29.9 2 wind calm. Cleared for takeoff runway 26 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 26 left Air Canada 61 tree.
And so today we are Air Canada instead of Air Canada. Why? I don't know. But that sounds kind of cool. Air Canada. I guess they spell it the same way. I'm going to get this thing centered up and give it back to the co-pilot for the takeoff. And I'll monitor what's going on. surprised this guy's still sitting there. Hopefully he's getting ready to go. I thought he already left. Alright, we'll brake here. And meanwhile, while he's sitting there, make sure all of our lights are on, which they weren't. And seatbelts, please. I'll bring in one notch of flaps. Alright, I'm not sure what he's doing. I'm going to move up by him. Cracks me up. Sometimes I don't even know if he's a simmer. Yeah, he is. He's not even a generic. Why is he just sitting there? That just cracks me up. Well, guess what, dude? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to hand it over to my trusty co-pilot, Miss Jessica. And I'll let her run you over, because she will. Alright, so he's in the green. Pressures, temperatures. Okay, here we go. Let's boogie. Sorry about this, dude. Airspeed's alive for sure. There's 80 knots, 90, 100, 110, 120, 125, 140, rotate. And get a positive rate of climb. Gear up. There we go. Flaps up. Now let's take a look outside. Yeah, he's still sitting back there.
Air Canada 613, contact departure on 126.125.
To me, if you're not ready, then get off the runway. Sit on an apron somewhere and do your stuff.
125 Air Canada, 613.
Sitting on the main active is not cool.
Departure Air Canada 613 is at 700 feet, climbing 12,000 feet.
Air Canada, that just
Air
cracks
Canada
me up.
613, departure altimeter 29er, decimal 9er 2 radar contact continue.
It's a little more hazier up here than I thought it was going to be. Of course, we're going right into the sun. Alright, so let's bring our range in a little bit here so we can see where we're going. Let me switch it over to here for now. There we go. So she's pegged 250 and we're climbing out 3,500 and she's getting ready to turn on course, so we're doing good. Get out of that sun. Yeah, the other thing too I notice is sometimes, that's why I was surprised that plane sitting back there was a simmer. It wasn't a generic. But I'll see simmers, they'll come in and land. A lot of times I see this at Philadelphia. They'll come in and they'll land and they'll just stop on the runway. Instead of doing a high-speed taxi, run off to the side and get off the runway so other people can land, they'll just sit there and park on the main runway. Cracks me up. I don't know why they do that. meanwhile, everybody's having to go around while they sit on the runway. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy, but some people, they just don't care.
Air Canada 613, contact Vancouver Center on 125.905. Good day.
We can do that.
Going to 125.905 Air Canada 613. Vancouver Center Air Canada 613 is at 8,400 feet, climbing 12,000 feet.
Air Canada 613 Vancouver Center altimeter 29.9er, 2 radar contact. Continue to accord.
Okay, yeah, chord direct 2. Good.
Air Canada 119er descend and maintain 4,100 feet.
Now they call him Air Canada.
613 climb and maintain flight level 190.
Climb and maintain flight level 190 Air Canada 613.
That's just funny. Funny.
Descend
Okay.
and maintain 4,100 feet. Air Canada 119er.
So at least we're above 10,000, so we can get up into the speed here.
Air Canada 119er contact approach on 128.6. Good day. Air Canada 613 contact 125.1. Good day. 128. Canada 119er. Goodbye.
Going to 125.1 Air Canada 613. Seattle Center Air Canada 613 is passing 14,000 feet, climbing flight level 190.
Air Canada 613 Seattle Center altimeter 29.9er, 2 radar contact. Continue to accord.
Some serious mountains around this place, that's for sure. All out in here, Cascade Range. Beautiful. I lived in Seattle for a little while. I was stationed at one of the military bases there, and it's beautiful, no question about it. You go to the beach during the daytime and go snow skiing at night.
And maintain flight level 220.
Climb and maintain flight level 220 Air Canada 613.
Wow, they're putting us up here today. I didn't think we were gonna get assigned that altitude. So I'll try to show you as much terrain as I can today. I still like flying this Airbus. It's pretty good. It's not overly complicated. And a lot of times I said that I can take the sights in and kind of goof around a little bit, give it to the AI co-pilot, and they seem to handle these very well. I've actually done some flights where the AI took off the plane and landed it and put it up to the gate with no problems, which is pretty cool because then you can video a lot better that way. But as far as flying the plane goes, it does fly pretty nice. I've had a couple instances where I think one was in Innsbruck where my radios went out, lost everything. Plane was flying fine. I still had, you could hear ATC talking. The AI was talking back and forth, so we had communication. I had no radios, no navigation, no nothing. So I had to hand fly it, or hand land it into Innsbruck. That's a challenging approach to make at that airport. No question about it. It's challenging, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun to go in there. But the one thing you have to watch about in Innsbruck is the controllers will, you have to be careful what the controllers give you as far as altitude goes when you're in the mountain ranges, because they'll crash you. They seem to assign lower altitudes than they should coming through the passes, so you have to be on your toes with that. So you might have to click off autopilot, fly it manually over the pass, and then once you get over the pass, go ahead and put it back on autopilot again. It seems to work okay, but the plane itself, it actually flies pretty good. So I like it. It's a lot of fun to fly, and I don't mind doing a few long trips every now and then, but my favorite, of course, is general aviation airplanes. I like this, and for sure helicopters. Helicopters have come such a long ways since they first started putting them out years ago.
655 descent and maintain 10,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots.
I started with the very first flight simulator and got every one of them since then. And the whole technology change is very impressive, very impressive. If you've never played the older simulators, especially the first one, you just you wouldn't get it. But it is amazing. Scenery nowadays is just incredible. I mean, look at this. This is so real looking. I did a lot of flying over here, real-time flying in the Cascade Mountain Range, especially around Mount Rainier, Mount St.Helen, Mt.Shasta, and it's just beautiful to fly in this area. So when I fly the simulator now around it, it just brings me back to those days, because it is very, very accurate.
Seattle Center, Jazz 865, 510,000 feet. Jazz 8655, Seattle Center altimeter, 29.9er, 2 radar contact, continue.
The only thing I didn't like about
8655, contact approach on 128.6.
the Puget Sound is the water is freezing. It just never seems to want to warm up. It's always cold. So, but you can, I mean, it gets warm enough to get some swimming in during the summer. And then you can leave that afternoon and go up to Mount Rainier and go snowshoeing or skiing or whatever.
Good day.
If you ever get a chance to go out to Washington State, you want to take a trip up to Mount Rainier, and you want to take a trip to Mount St. Helens. Mount St. Helens is an amazing place to go. Even today, it's still incredible to go and look at it. There's so much damage done.
Contact Seattle Center on 128.5. Good day.
128.5 Air Canada, 613. Goodbye. Seattle Center Air Canada, 613 flight level 220.
Air Canada 613, Seattle Center radar contact, continue to meet.
Oh, we're booking. Won't be long before we're here at Paint Field, and the one thing nice about the Washington or the Northwest parts of the United States is radio. They have tons of VORs, tons of ADF radios, so your navigation it is excellent. Console you can cross-check between VORs and ADF,
Climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Expect
and then
sector.
you throw the
Visual runway
GPS on
tree
top of that, you
approach
can't go
Air
wrong.
75 Sierra.
Can't go wrong. There's an airplane down below us, right in front of the left wing. He's definitely got some altitude on him.
WestJet 2109er, descend and maintain flight level 300. Descend and maintain flight level 300, WestJet 2109er.
So I just popped up the
Generic
windows
75 Sierra, descend and
to
maintain
show where the
6,100
sims are.
feet.
And there's a DC-3 out there. There's a Boeing 773.
Descend and maintain
Oh, what else is
2,100
out
feet,
there?
generic 75 Sierra.
Can't make out the other one. This guy down below us. If I can find him. It's a generic. But it's an Airbus. So I bring these up every now and then just to see who's who. When you have that on, they can see you. Really nice job designing these air. It's kind of surprising when the waypoints are on a trip like this. They're not just straight down, but they're not. Everything's got a slight deviation, but nothing bad. One thing I need to learn is the pad here, and how to actually use it to your benefit. That's one thing I've not done. I know a little bit of it, but not enough. Is it really? You really can do some
SkyWest tree 733 climb and maintain
some pretty cool
16,000
stuff
feet.
on it. I mean, for this basic a 320. I mean, it's not bad.
Climb and maintain 16,000 feet.
Got some
SkyWest
pretty
tree
cool
733.
features. Yeah, a little bit more hazy than I thought it was going to be.
Jet 8768 climb and maintain flight level 370.
So we're right over top of Seattle right now. Going over the top of Boeing Field.
Seattle
And
Center, Alaska 1451 is missed
right in front of the nose is CPAC, Seattle.
Alaska 1451, you are 1 mile south. Climb and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS Yankee runway 16 right approach via Papa
Which is a pretty good
Alpha
airport
transition.
to fly in and out of.
Clear to Papa Alpha
It's not
Echo.
it's not too bad. It gets
Skywest
a little
3733,
crowded sometimes,
contact
but
Seattle Center on
it's not bad.
125.1. Good day. Generic 75 Sierra Airport is 12 miles at your 10 o'clock. Maintain present heading and altitude. Report runway in sight.
So we're kind of just cruising south along I-5.
Alaska 1451 descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Of course, you have McCord Air Force Base up here, and then you have the Army Airfield,
Maintain 3,000 feet.
which is where they keep all the Chinooks.
Right approach via Papa Alpha is passing 9,100 feet, climbing 16,000 feet.
Not sure what happened there. My live stream just went off, but I'm back on now.
29.902 radar contact continue.
Not quite sure what happened there.
Horizon Air 2088, you are 13 miles northeast. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 16 left approach via Kenmo transition. Clear to Kenmo. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 16 left approach via Kenmo transition. Clear to Kenmo Horizon Air 2088. Descend and maintain 11,000 feet.
So Mount Rainier right out there,
14,000
14,000 feet. I've actually landed on top of that. And a CH-47. That particular helicopter can land safely up there and take off. Single engine helicopters usually have a problem doing that, depending on the conditions, but most single engine helicopters won't go up there and land. Most.
126.6 Air Canada 613. Goodbye. Seattle Center Air Canada 613 flight level 220.
Air Canada 613, Seattle Center radar. Contact continue to Buzo.
We used to fly Rangers, park
Seattle
rangers,
Center,
not Army
Alaska
Rangers,
1107, 11,000 feet.
but park rangers up there,
Alaska
and
1107, Seattle Center altimeter 29.902 radar contact. Continue to FOURT.
we would drop them off for a couple
Alaska
days,
1107, descend
and they would
maintain
take
5,000 feet.
explosives with them, C4. And then
Alaska
I think
808 climb and
they had some
maintain
type
flight
of
level
rockets,
220.
and they would blow avalanches.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Alaska 1107. Alaska
And,
1107 contact, Seattle, approach on 123.9er. Good day.
I was wearing supplemental oxygen when I was up there.
Climb and maintain flight level 220,
And,
Alaska 808.
The two rangers that we dropped off, two female rangers, they had no
Alaska
oxygen with them at all.
808, keep speed,
And they
not
had
above 2709.
rucksacks on, backpacks, which went from the back of their neck all the way down past their waist. And they went tromping off, and we went back a couple days later and picked them up. Super women. Loved their job. God bless them. Must have been fun blowing that crap out of snow, though.
Flight level 370. Jet 8768 Seattle Center radar. Contact continue to HUULK.
And ATC is talking today. Jeez. can really get going sometimes. Okay, let's see
Air
here.
Canada 613, contact Seattle Center on 124.2. Good day.
Going to 124.2 Air Canada 613. Seattle Center Air Canada 613 flight level 220.
Air Canada 613, Seattle Center radar, contact continue to AGLNS. Southwest 857, descend and maintain flight level 220.
Okay,
Climb and
yeah,
maintain flight level 220, Southwest 857.
we're booking right along
Southwest
today.
857, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Ground speed is 439.
Air Canada 613,
I know
descend and
440
maintain 17,000 feet.
indicated is 320. Let's
Climb
move it
and
out.
maintain flight level 240, Southwest 857.
All right, so we're
Horizon
coming
Air
down now.
2064, contact Seattle Center on 126.6. Good day.
Beautiful
Descend and
country out there.
maintain 17,000 feet Air Canada 613.
Air Canada 613 traffic is 4 o'clock 3 miles at flight level 190 generic. Report them in sight.
Air Canada 613 traffic in sight.
Horizon Air 2064. Goodbye. Air
At
Canada
Mount St.
559
Helens,
descend and maintain flight level
we used to
360.
fly some scientists from, I think they were from University of Washington, and they would
Descend
take
and maintain flight level 360. Air
electronic
Canada
equipment with them to
559.
drop it off on top of the mountain. We used to never really landed up there. We just hovered,
Seattle
and
Center
they
Horizon Air
stepped out
2064,
and put their
flight
stuff
level
down, and then
190.
got back in, and they had to wear
Horizon Air
special
2064 Seattle
suits,
Center radar. Contact
heat
continue to
suits,
AGLNS.
which basically looked like a Jiffy Pop bag.
Contact Seattle Center on
Kind of funny looking, but they
126.6.
really, really
Good
got
day.
hot. And then the gases and the smells were atrocious. And then the heat that was coming off of the dome at
Going
the
to
time was
126.6,
really,
Air Canada 559er.
really wanted to push the helicopter up like a thermal in there. So it was
Flexjet
really
561
exciting
descend and maintain flight
going
level
in and out of
280.
that place. And I have to give kudos to those guys jumping off out the side, or actually let them off the back ramp of a Chinook, and they would drive these
Descend and
stakes down
maintain
into the
7,000
ground,
feet Air Canada 613.
then get back in, and off we go. And then
Southwest
it was all
857
driven by
traffic,
satellites,
2
I
o'clock,
think,
4
satellites
miles at flight level 280 generic.
and batteries.
Report them in sight. Seattle Center Jazz 8768, flight level 370. Jazz 8768 Seattle Center
Yeah, we're gonna
radar.
go right by it.
Contact continue to HAULK.
You can see where
Climb and maintain flight level 280.
this wall blew out
Flexjet
years
561.
ago. The rim used to be up here, and now all of this is gone, because it
Southwest
blew out in
857
that direction
traffic.
and just devastated everything for miles. Trees were just, it was like toothpicks for miles down this slope, and even way out in here, damage was done. So amazing story behind Mount St. Helens. Just amazing.
Air Canada 613,
Took a pretty good chunk out of that
descend
thing.
and maintain 10,000 feet.
Might do a flight up there in a
Descend and
helicopter
maintain 10,000 feet Air Canada
for
613.
YouTube one of these days.
Horizon Air 2064.
Bring back
descend
some
and
memories.
maintain 11,000 feet.
That was pretty crazy stuff.
Horizon Air 2008, descend and maintain flight level 220. Descend and maintain 11,000 feet Horizon Air 2064.
Alright, so we're down to 11,300, doing 280. We're going to be heading down to about 250, 250 knots, and we'll maintain that until we get a little closer.
Horizon Air 2008, descend and maintain flight level 220. Climb and maintain flight level 300.
And then usually
Skywest
about
3720.
160 on the approach, usually. I'll show you the back side of Rainier, St. Helens. So you can see all this was undamaged. Everything went that way. Just totally amazing. Devastation was crazy. This whole side over here is untouched. That was just burnt out.
Horizon Air 2008. FlexJet 561 descend and maintain 17,000 feet. Descend and maintain 17,000 feet. FlexJet 561. Air Canada 61 tree. Contact Portland. Approach on 118.1. Good day.
118.1 Air Canada, 61 tree. Goodbye.
I gotta check out this
Portland
Air
approach
Canada thing.
61 tree, 10,100
I might have
feet.
misspelled something, maybe,
Air
when I
Canada
set the
61
flight up.
tree,
I don't
Portland.
know.
Approach altimeter 29er,
But that's the first time I've
decimal
ever
niner
heard
to
it
radar contact. Continue to
pronounced
Bravo
like
Tango
that.
Golf.
So it's probably something I did. More than likely. Air Canada. Beautiful
Air Canada
scenery.
61 tree, descend and maintain 7,000 feet.
Alright, so we're heading down now.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet Air Canada, 61 tree.
So the weather here on the East Coast, and I'm up in Delaware, has been rather comfortable, really. It's kind of been in the 50s. We've had a lot of rain, but no snow. We've had some winds, but not bad. But from what I understand, mid-January it's going to get interesting.
Empire Air 7677, descend
We're supposed to
and
get
maintain 6,100
some possible
feet.
snow in mid-January, so we'll see, which is going to be fun because then you can do some actual live flying on the simulator real time and get some good practice in on some snowy days doing some instrument work. I love flying live weather. It's just to me it's more real than just putting clear blue 22 all the time. gets very populated quickly around this area here. A lot of residents, a lot of farms. And of course the gorge area is just incredible. If you're a simmer, that's one thing I would say is maybe come into Portland and fly the Columbia River. It's just gorgeous. It's really, really cool. And it's good scenery. They've done very well with the scenery on the river. Okay, so she's starting to work vectors here for the approach.
Air Canada 61 tree, you are 8 miles north. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 28 left approach via Reedy transition. Clear to Reedy.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 28 left approach via Reedy transition. Clear to Reedy Air Canada 61 tree.
Portland departure SkyWest tree 408 is at 800 feet, climbing 9,000 feet. SkyWest tree 408 Portland, departure altimeter 29er, decimal 9er 2 radar contact, continue.
I think that's Mt.Shasta out there in front of us. I might be wrong on that, but I think that's Mt.Shasta. Went through that area one time in a bad snowstorm. Luckily, we were behind a snowplow. I mean a big snowplow. This thing was taking out the whole one lane of the road. I mean, it was, the blade was taking it all out. So we just stayed behind the snow truck. And thank God, because at the time I was driving a Toyota Corolla, and it wasn't a bad car really to drive in the snow. I was kind of surprised. Back in the day. Bring the map up here right quick. I wonder what the Canadian song would sound like if they pronounced it Canada. Probably would change it up a little bit, wouldn't it?
SkyWest Tree 408 climb and maintain flight level 190. Climb and maintain flight level 190, SkyWest Tree 408.
This is kind of the fun part about letting the AI fly when they can. So you can kind of goof around with the video,
SkyWest Tree
footage,
408,
taking
contact
still
Seattle
shots,
Center on
whatever.
125.8.
But and this particular plane, the Airbus, the AIs do a pretty good job, so I trust them.
125.8,
I've only had to take it a couple times from them where they just completely goofed up. But I've got some planes that you just cannot let them fly them. If you're straight and level on altitude and you give them the stick, they're fine. But as soon as you put them on an approach, they'll kill you. They just always bring the power back too low, too slow, and end up stalling or just run it into the ground. So there's a few planes that I don't let them
Tower on 123.775
that I don't let 'em fly.
Air Canada 613. Portland Tower Air Canada 613 11 miles southeast inbound ILS runway 28 left approach.
Air Canada 613, Portland Tower. Altimeter 29.92, wind calm, cleared ILS runway 28 left approach.
Cleared ILS runway 28 left approach Air Canada 613.
Yeah, buddy. Gotta love that Air Canada. Oh man, here comes the shutters again. All right, hopefully should be making a good left turn here.
Overspeed.
Get on the ILS.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Portland Tower Horizon, Air 240212 miles southeast, inbound ILS runway 28 right approach. Horizon Air 2402, Portland Tower. Altimeter 29.92, wind calm, cleared ILS runway 28 right approach. Cleared ILS runway 28 right approach, Horizon Air 2402. Portland Tower Southwest, 184812 miles southeast, inbound ILS runway 28 right approach.
Well, that was an interesting maneuver. I'm not really sure what that was about because it definitely wasn't holding.
Portland Tower Horizon Air 20649 miles east inbound ILS runway 28 right approach. Horizon Air 2064.
So she should hold it right about 160 for the approach speed.
Cleared ILS runway 28 right approach. Cleared ILS
turning
runway
inbound
28
now.
right approach southwest 1848. Cleared
Yeah, I'm
ILS runway
not quite
28
sure what
right
that
approach, Horizon Air
what that transition
2064.
was. I'll have to look that one up. I thought it was pretty much a standard
Tower
approach.
Delta 2341 at runway 28 right, ready for departure IFR to Los Angeles. Delta 2341 altimeter 29.92 wind calm. Cleared
So
for
she's
takeoff
lining up
runway
right now.
28 right.
So it's looking pretty good. Holding about 160.
Horizon Air 2402
And pressures
wind
and
calm,
temps are
cleared
good.
to land
Everything's
runway
in the
28
green.
right.
And she's got her 3 flaps down
Follow the aircraft on
already,
final.
which is good.
Wind calm cleared to land runway 28 right. Cleared for takeoff runway 28 right Delta 2341. Cleared to land
A lot of
runway
times
28
what I
right
do is
horizon, air
once the wheels are down, I
2064.
take the control of the plane to run it into the gate.
1848, number 2 for landing.
Other times I just go ahead and let them take the whole thing.
Wind calm cleared to land runway 28 right.
Depending on the approach here, we'll see what we
Cleared to
do.
land
If
runway
it gets
28 right horizon, air 2402.
a little wacky on the ground, I'll take it over. But if not, I might just
Cleared to land runway 28
let her
right,
take it
number
in.
2 southwest, 1848.
Got another jet on parallel.
Air Canada 61 tree, wind calm caution, the generic landing runway 28 right. Cleared to land runway 28 left.
Right up here is the other jet.
Cleared to land
On
runway
28
28
right.
left Air Canada 61 tree.
And we're up here for 28 left. Now the plane just took off.
Delta
This is a nice
23,
approach.
41 contact Portland, departure on 118.1. Good day. Horizon Air 2064, go around. 118.1 Delta 2341. Goodbye.
Yeah, spacing was kind of bad right there. She's got 2 of them
Going
together.
around Horizon Air 2064.
That's going to happen, especially when you got generic aircraft flying
Horizon
around.
Air 2064.
They get bunched up,
Contact
so
Portland, approach on 124.35.
this guy right here
day.
is probably going to get in. Right now we're clear. As long as the stuttering doesn't get too bad, we
Southwest
should
1848, go around.
do a pretty good
124,
approach.
decimal tree 5 Horizon Air 2064. Goodbye.
I don't know why that guy got called off, but he did. He got told to go around. There's
Going
nobody on
around
the
Southwest
runway.
1848.
Not quite
Southwest
sure why they did that.
1848, contact Portland, approach on 124.35.
Now it won't surprise me
Good
if we
day.
get a go around here.
500.
Horizon Air 2402, turn next taxiway.
So I bring the flight attendant, the flight assistant
Going to
up,
124, decimal tree 5
and I'll get ready
Southwest
to take control
1848.
if I have to. We're looking good though. This is a good approach.
300.
The stuttering to just stay away. That's not good. This can really mess things
Horizon
up.
Air 2402, contact ground on 132.275.
100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
A little rough.
275 Horizon Air 2402.
Okay, so we got
Goodbye.
speed brakes on. She should start braking at about 80. She did.
At runway 28 right, ready for departure IFR to Salt Lake.
She actually did a pretty good job there. Wasn't too bad. It was kind of a rough landing, but
Delta
she did good on the
2534,
braking.
altimeter 29.902, wind calm. Cleared for takeoff runway 28 right.
So let's go ahead and let the co-pilot take it all the way in. Let's see what happens. It could be
Cleared for takeoff runway 28 right, Delta
Bad.
2534.
or it could be good. We'll see.
Air Canada
Sometimes-
61 tree, turn next taxiway.
Sometimes what they'll do is they'll stop and they'll put the emergency brake or the brakes on. I think she might get ready to do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this because I'm afraid she's going to brake and then we'll be blocking traffic. Let's get off the runway here. This is one we should be taking, not down there where the arrows are. That was the high-speed runoff
Going
there.
to 121.9 Air Canada 61 tree.
approach. Alaska
Alright, we don't have very far to go.
Portland Tower.
That's pretty
Altimeter
good.
29.92,
Usually you gotta
wind calm, cleared
drive
ILS
around for an
runway,
hour.
28 right approach.
So we
Delta
should get a good
1106,
gateway connection
follow the
here.
generic on final. Wind calm cleared to land runway 28 right. Delta 2534, contact Portland, departure on 127.85. Good day. Cleared ILS runway
So we don't
28
have
right approach, Alaska 1169er.
any
127.85 Delta.
we don't have any ground services here. That's kind of weird. Wow, the stuttering is horrible. Well, at least it waited until we got in here. Okay, brakes are on. Let's see if we can get a jetway.
Portland ground Air Canada 613. Could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft?
Air Canada 613, the jetway is going to be connected.
Wow, look at this. Usually that's just as smooth as it can be. This kind of reminds me of the second generation flight sim. This is horrible.
Portland ground Air Canada 613. Could you please send the catering truck?
Air Canada 613, the catering truck is on the road.
Portland ground Air Canada 613. Could you please send the baggage?
Air Canada 613 baggage is on the way.
Portland ground Air Canada 613. Could you please send a fuel truck?
Air Canada 613, the fuel truck is on the road.
All right. We got people working down there now. All right. That's from the gateway. And what we'll do here is turn these puppies off and save some gas. Well, even though there was stuttering there at the end, what you're getting here on the tarmac now is really incredible compared to what it used to be. I mean, you just didn't have this stuff. You didn't have baggage, being taken on or put on or taken off, whatever. Catering truck going up. You didn't have fuel trucks and stuff like that. Most of the time, if you called for fuel, the truck just never showed up. And that might happen here, who knows. But it's kind of funny when you arrive at these airports and you call for baggage, they put baggage on, which is kind of funny. You would think they'd take it off, but I guess they're getting ready to load up the next flight. Okay, well, that's the end of that flight from Vancouver to Portland. Hope you enjoyed it. If you get a chance, if you're a simmer, again, come down to Portland area, because I know you've probably been up around Seattle and all that area, Friday Harbor. Come down to Portland and fly the river, the Columbia River. It's beautiful. It's really, really cool. And there's some pretty good little airports along the way as well. You should enjoy it. But as you can see, this airport's pretty busy. I'm just not quite sure why it's stuttering so bad. So, okay, everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.